sometimes I think I should just bite the bullet and get on Adult Friend Finder.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. Talking about Adult Friend Finder. You found some adult friends here at the Free Matt Podcast.
Hello.
My adult friend to my constitutional left is the one and only unelected military genius known as General Patrick Flynn.
How you doing? How you doing? I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. Oh, really? Congratulations.
If you happen to be going to a barbecue restaurant, put that meat in your mouth. All right. Bowl and spoon, baby. Bowl and spoon. So when
Bruce.
somebody has, we were
Last
talking about
year's
eating.
Brewfest.
We were talking about eating pussy one time, and
I think it was that drunk at the last year's Brewfest with that drunk dude.
look, I think it was somebody who was, I don't know, it was a joke about like eating pussy or something, man. And
No, it was a joke about my chops. Is how it started. And he does this, and I'm like, yeah, it's their landing pad.
The landing pad. My joke was somebody was, somebody were talking about oral sex or something like eating pussy, and it's kind of a touchy subject around certain men. They some men are like, oh, they're too manly for it. It stinks, whatever. And there's some people that they're in the moment and they're like it's an activity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like badminton. There's not everybody and their uncle is that hot about badminton, but you could get 4 people together and play badminton.
Right.
But I could get some guy who you would think was some like master, this master sex man.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, bowl and spoon. I'm eating pussy, bowl and spoon, That's where bowl and spoon came from. And you're like, off a Slapshot. Dr. McCracken.
Yeah.
Dr. McCracken goes, hey, Dunlop. And of course, Dunlop was like that. And he goes, Reggie Dunlop goes, and McCracken goes, you suck cock. And then Reggie Dunlop goes, all I can get. and there's like all these like homophobic messages, like he was talking to this woman who he was screwing, who happened to be a lesbian. Mm-hmm. Left her husband for another woman. And he just happened to have sex with her, and she's like, I just couldn't believe I had to tell him that his wife's a dyke. And he goes, you don't know how I feel. In a year, I might like dicks.
that was a good movie.
It's just the jokes about oral sex. Like, it's a lost art form. And I'm like, I'm not saying, I tell people it's like, it's raining out of the sky and you're running around with a bowl and spoon eating pussy. I'm just saying it's not that bad of a catastrophe of an experience. I'm just like, it's okay. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. It's personal. It's your personal business. Mm-hmm. It's my personal business. It's not the kind of what I call dirty laundry that you air to other people. But I joke about such things, and I always say, I hear people joking about eating pussy, and I say, bowl and spoon, baby, bowl and spoon. They're like, what does that mean? I'm like, grab that bowl and that spoon and go to town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh Lord! Hey guys.
Not to mention. Don't forget, since you got us on Slapshot, and you got to mention the closing parade scene, and then the movie theater Deep Throat.
Deep Throat played at a movie theater.
Played at the theater.
Jonestown, PA. By the way, I think that was Jonestown, PA.
Not to mention the GTO that was in that movie too.
Yep. That was the town square. The state liquor store was across the town square from the adult movie theater that they were passing by.
Adult liquor store.
Well, it's a state liquor store. It was the PA state liquor store. We'll say like state liquors.
Yeah.
And the hair salon was at the opposite side. But anyway, folks, if you didn't know it, we are a round table libertarian style podcast, political. We talk about politics. We joke about things like eating pussy and other inconvenient subjects.
And just whatever's on our mind, really. I mean, it's just because why did we just randomly tangent and not just stick with the bullet points of the libertarian stuff? Because honestly, we get bored and we're doing this for fun. we want to bullshit with you like we bullshit every other day, and we go left, right, here, where, anywhere, so you never know.
We were joking about HIV because, I mean, it's fun. Look, even in the 90s, 80s and 90s, HIV and AIDS was a serious thing.
Yeah.
But people, look, I'm sorry, we joked about it. There was AIDS jokes going around. I even told General Patrick Flynn here today. I'll repeat this joke to you. It says, somebody walked up to HIV, the virus, and said, "You got Charlie Sheen." Instead of, "Hey, Charlie, you got HIV." Tiger's blood and Adonis DNA. But anyway, we picked General Patrick Flynn picked a extra special article today. It was from Reason.com, and it was from August the 7th, 2019. Obviously from Reason.com, but it says Vox misses the mark on video games and gun deaths. And yes, I joke more about guns than I do video games, but
I'm the other way around. This is why this article is perfect, because he covers the guns, I cover the video games, and we meet in the middle with porn.
and not just the love gun. Kiss reference, baby. You know.
Oh yeah.
Love gun. God, you love us, Lord. All right, Vox misses the mark on video games and gun deaths. I'll just say the subtitle too. We shouldn't be lumping in suicides with homicides when talking about violence. And why wasn't Brazil included? This is from Scott Shackford, and obviously August the 7th. Following the weekend's mass shootings, God, it's a lot of alliteration, Reason has been a vocal critic of fact-free attempts to blame real-world violence on video games. I'm so tongue-tied today, dude. It's like...
You know how to loosen it, right?
It's like I drank syrup. You guys ever drink syrup? It's like, I'm sorry, guys. I just
Ernie.
had a run-in with Ernie. Like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, get out of that dumpster. Suck your cock for $1. I'm over there fumbling. I'm like, damn, I don't need a change for $5. Ernie's got some specials. Ernie is an entrepreneur. He's a multimillionaire.
He is a man of means. I will give him that.
The dude is a multimillionaire investor and will still suck somebody off for $1. He is a humanitarian and a gift to the community. He's awesome. He's awesome. All right. Meanwhile, others have turned to data manipulation as they try to pivot the argument back toward gun control measures that would violate Americans' Second Amendment rights as surely as video game censorship would violate the First. On Monday, Vox, which is full of shit, by the way, they have asked... This is a side note, by the way. This is not in the article. Vox is connected to ass clowns like Carlos Maza, the Lispy queer. There's a reason why I said it. Because he jokes about being all of that, about being Lispy and a gay Mexican and all that stuff. I didn't make any of this up. Ask Louder with Crowder about being a Lispy queer. Sorry, Carlos. Back in the day, you probably would have got your teeth knocked in for talking shit. I'm gonna get you demonetized. You're gonna strike. Fucking ass. Not a good one. Not a good one.
Sorry to say, it sounded like you got Tourette's there for a second. Ass!
Ass! Hey, fuck ass, give me a beer. Doc. On Monday, Vox published this graph calling the U.S. an outlier in gun deaths among countries with lots of gamers, which quickly made the rounds on social media. And people think Vox is full of shit anyway. But that's my note. This data doesn't appear to be inaccurate, but there are a couple things worth noting here. First, they deliberately chose to compare game revenue not with total homicide rates, but specifically with all gun deaths, including suicides. That's a noteworthy. In actuality, less than half of the gun deaths show up on that chart for the U.S. are homicides. America's recent increase in gun-related deaths is being driven by suicides, not homicides. Ouch. Do you need some aloe? Hey, do you need some aloe? Because that looked like a third-degree burn.
Maybe. So all of a sudden, I kind of wish we had some background music. It starts out, wine is fine, but whiskey is quick. Suicide is slow as liquor. Little Ozzy. And for the record, we make light of everything, so get over it.
Look, I've had people in my life commit suicide. I've had people die of cancer. I've actually met one person who had AIDS. God bless this lady. She got it from a blood transfusion.
Oh, damn.
She talked to our youth group in my church. Yeah, this is how far I've fallen. But the youth group at church, and she had talked about myths and stuff about AIDS. And believe me, not everybody who has AIDS is some wild, lispy queer.
Right.
That works for Vox. No. Sorry. And you're like, it's not funny to joke about people with AIDS.
No,
I'm like,
I just did.
Well, you can joke about people that are bald and overweight and honkies and stuff like that.
We do all the time.
Quit judging me, Honduran Irishman.
The only thing I'm judging you is for trying to defend our jokes.
You hate honkies. That's what you said. He's prejudiced against honkies. The Honky Defamation League ought to go and team up against the Honduran Irishman.
What can I say?
What are you joking about? It's like, I'm not an essay. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Essay is... No, Vatos, dude. Sorry.
Vatos.
Yeah, Vatos, dude.
Said, I'm Honduran.
It's been a while. Sue me.
I'm Honduran, damn it. Do you hear any Spanish out of me besides Taco Bell menu?
Well, I could actually do a little.
¿Cómo estás el yay? What the fuck you say? ¿Cómo estás el yay? El yay? El yay! That was Crank Yankers, I think.
Okay, because I was like, the yay?
Yay! All right. Second, this chart leaves out one major video game market, Brazil. Brazil. That's from the movie Brazil, by the way.
I'm telling you, man, if I ever get down there, I may not come back.
I was told reliably, even if you look like you got half of a freaking brain, teenage chicks will try to jump in a car with you. There's like nuts chicks like that. I'm telling you to stay away from teenage chicks, but like you're like fighting them off. Like it's almost a game. If you're a foreigner, they'll try and jump in a car with you, and it's almost like a game. They want to go. I mean, they want to go home with you. They want to go to their apartment.
I want to put this theory to the test.
Like they don't even.
I want to go down there and see if that's true.
What's Portuguese? What's hey papi in Portuguese?
Oh, I poppy. Oh, you throwing I poppy, and I'm fucking done. I am done. I am done.
What is that in Portuguese? What is I poppy?
Oh, I
don't say I poppy.
I don't speak Portuguese. I don't know. I don't have any family members that are part Portuguese, so I don't know.
All right. Without your Portuguese family members, Brazil is the largest game market in Latin America and currently ranks 13th worldwide in game industry revenue. It mentioned that America's gun violence rate absolutely pales in comparison to Brazil's. If Vox had included Brazil on the chart, it would have to change the scale entirely. Brazil had 3 times as many gun homicides as the U.S. Thank you, assholes. In 2017, about 43,000 compared to 15,500 in the U.S.
Say that again. Say that again.
Before I was interrupted by cunts in the parking lot, Brazil had 3 times as many gun homicides as the U.S. in 2017, 43,000 compared to 15,500 in the U.S.
Damn, what's the difference on that? I see you working a calculator.
No. It was in 2017. It was almost 3 times as many.
Throw me them digits one more time. I'm gonna pull up my phone, be as unprofessional as fuck.
Oh, I've already blew that out of water because I was gonna have to go pick somebody up, but Mary decided to come bring somebody home.
All right, then. Give me them numbers one more time where I can do and give me the bigger one first where I can.
All right, yeah. 43,000. 43,000.
1, 2, 3, 43,000.
And that's compared to 15,000. That's 15,500.
The actual difference is Brazil has 28,000 more deaths by guns than us.
28,000 is actually... It was half the population of the town that we're currently in. We're not going to say what the name of this town is, but it's in Somalia. I mean, if anybody cared.
Sure. I do like me some Iranians.
We keep it real here. You hear that? You heard me cussing? That's actually somebody firebombing like one of my neighbors. I'm like, knock it off. Can a man watch Pornhub in peace?
Spank bank, thank you. Pornhub's just they're not good for just scanning. You gotta like really, if you want to broaden, Pornhub is good. But if you want to actually dial in and see what you're doing without scrolling all the way down,
can you find videos that says man interrupted yank and crank when IED sets off?
I don't know. I mean, my last search was Amazon position.
Orangutan arm wrestling fat broads. And you're like, what? Anyway, here's this. None of this is evidence that, back to the article, none of this is evidence that that video games actually do contribute to violence, because Pornhub has nothing to do with violence in Brazil. Very little, by the way. Because we're talking about video games.
Exactly.
Or in the United States. Rather, the way Vox approached the gun violence data was designed to make the U.S. appear to be an outlier among all countries. In reality, Brazil is a country with a similar love of video games and a much worse gun violence problem. There, just as in America, people blame the problem on too much gun access, even though the country has strict gun controls that criminals just bypass.
Oh my God!
Because it says, like, no dicks allowed, no assholes, get out of here. And you're like, let's go buy one or let's go steal one, let's go break into a car. Hey, there's a gun. Hey, aren't you a felon? Yeah. You're not supposed to break into that car and steal that gun. So they just break in the car and steal the gun. They're like, free gun!
Pretty much.
And then, well, the weird thing is you'll find a guy who isn't a convicted felon break into a car knowing that he could take the gun, which just looks like a gun, for free. And he would go and sell it to his convicted felon buddy who can't buy a gun. They're like, hey, buddy, you want to go buy this gun? Yeah. I said, aren't you a felon? He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, don't worry, I don't do background checks. I'm just an asshole. Here's $100. Thanks, man. Have fun. Hope you shoot up a school. No. It's ooh. Look, I was actually in school. I'm the same age as Dylan and Eric, the Columbine
those
shooters.
Fuckers. I swear. I say those fuckers because
they ruined really good music. KMFDM and stuff.
Not just really good music. They also ruined really good coats. Fucking dusters, man. I used to wear that shit, and then I even wore it after the Columbine thing, and everybody thought it was like some kind of ooh. No, it's because I like long coats, motherfuckers.
Juke Joint Jezebel.
That was off the original Mortal Kombat soundtrack. That is a good song. That is a good song, by the way.
I love it.
Well, I think KMFDM, honestly, as a band entirely, they're like a strip club band.
Virus. Stuff like band.
Now that one I don't know.
It's pretty good.
Megalomaniac, Juke Joint Jezebel, and there's a whole slew of others.
But back to bad gun school shooting jokes. No, I'm just kidding. The thing is, look, the media made it cool. I'm going to be one of the biggest assholes and go off script here and tell you that people that are searching for purpose and meaning, the people who don't have purpose and meaning, who have little reason to function in society socially among other people, people with bad cultural programming, the one thing they're going to do is find a way to be above other people. And how do you do that? Not on top of you,
Yeah,
like a king.
I'm just laughing because keep going.
Well,
keep
you
going.
get put in the news. Do you know that Nicholas Cruz from Florida was more popular than Brad Pitt? He still is, for a very short time.
What the fuck?
In the news, very short time.
I mean, not that
Nicholas Cruz, look, Nicholas Cruz had women sending him naked pictures and fucking used panties in the mail and shit.
And what'd he do?
Shot up the Florida school.
Really?
Yeah, the one who looked like your cousin.
Yeah. Oh,
Nicholas Cruz.
Yeah. It's scary how much.
And the thing is,
he
look,
looks like my cousin. Side note: I'm not saying the name, but love you, man. If you do actually watch this, but damn, that motherfucker looks like you.
The whole thing is Nicholas Cruz gained an identity out of it.
Yeah.
And even these shooters that don't survive, they gained an identity after their deaths.
And at the very least, if not identity, notoriety.
That's what it is. It puts them above other people, knowing that they took somebody else's life, even innocent people's, and they cry out to have purpose and meaning. And this is bad. It's not mental illness. It is a cry. It is a cry out for purpose. We have marginalized people. Notice I said people, not just men. Marginalized people, mostly men, of certain ethnicities and backgrounds, levels of intelligence, stuff like that. Some of them are medicated. Some are products of broken homes and things like that. The weirdest thing is, it's the way that they can reach. You mentioned notoriety. It's an identity. It's a purpose, and it puts them above other people, even in death. These people look at it that they got their name in the news. That's what they think in here. They don't say it, but that's what they're thinking. Mm-hmm. And people want to say it was about guns. No. It's not about mental illness. It's not always about drugs, even though I think drugs, that much. But here's the thing, folks. You're talking about notoriety. You're talking about purpose. Mm-hmm. And honestly, there's a lot of these marginalized people. It's their way of crying out. It's their way of reaching something. And it's ugly. It's so ugly. I have to admit to it. It's bad. It is. But if you really want to talk about what should be done, it isn't guns. It has nothing to do with guns. It's not more, pills, handing out like a Zoloft, like candy and stupid shit like that. It's not, these kids can't play in Grand Theft Auto. It's awful. Faggot-ass Chauncey screaming about Grand Theft Auto and, like, you people listen to Slayer. That's what the downfall of society is Slayer. Like, the PMRC telling you, kids, that's why we have school shootings. It's because they listen to Slayer. I'm like, no.
I don't think there is one thing in particular that it can be blamed on or pinpointed. I think it's a culmination of a bunch of factors. I really do. And I think a lot of it has got to do with the fact that we live in a fear society. We do.
Oh, and by the way, for everybody it says about suicide, like preventing suicide by making it harder to get guns.
No.
Do you know what it's going to cause people to do?
Jump off bridges, hang
Death
themselves.
by cop. Death by cop.
Cop.
And you know what's going to happen? You're going to flood the prison system with people who needed mental health.
Hey, it's possible.
Death by cops, because not every cop, there are a lot of cops are hesitant to shoot people trying to kill themselves. And yes, I know a lot of people are like, the cops have a right to do it because they know these people are or they think they're a danger to them and to everybody else.
Let's face it, if the other person that's trying to say, off themselves, if they have an armed weapon, then if I was the police officer, I wouldn't want to give them a chance to end my life.
Yes, and not only them, they have to think outside of their sphere, and they think 3 feet away from me is a cameraman, and they don't want a cameraman to get hit.
Well, technically, everybody's a cameraman because everybody's got a phone, really.
No, but you know what I meant. Like a live report about a guy on the bridge, and I'm like, a cop will shoot a guy in the back on a bridge, and I'm going to tell you why. Because if a guy has a weapon, or even looks like he has a weapon, the cop was more or less, even if the guy's going off the bridge, and that's happened before live. That was a live newscast where a cop shot a guy jumping off a bridge.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, the guy had a gun or he had a weapon or something.
Yeah.
And the bad thing is, it's separating the root problems we're talking about. It has little to do with video games, has little to do with guns. Guns are a tool, how it's carried out.
Thank you.
But we're looking at...
video games are just entertainment, side note.
It's root causes. All right. Is there a cultural programming? I honestly think that if you dealt with a cultural programming part, like I mentioned about like being a product of a broken home or bad family, like a bad family, or I like to tiptoe around mental health issues.
I could see that, but I also think it's you could skew that in another way and say deal with the cultural programming of dependence. And
Yes.
by dependence, I don't mean just like drugs or anything like that. I'm talking like dependence of, we need government to do this, that, or the other. Somebody should do this, somebody should do that. Personal accountability overall.
On top of personal accountability, what he just said about, it's personal accountability, self-reliance, but becoming reliant on your own personal vision and your own personal mindset, that you can be you can have your own purpose. You don't have to put your value in your vision into what other people see. Right. And I know people can't divorce from that.
No, they can. It's just really, really hard because I think I equate this to like what somebody said when talking about drugs and stuff, when talking about foods and diets. They said if a person is a drug addict, you can take them out of that environment and have a good chance of getting them out of it. But when it comes to diets, you can't get them out of the environment because the stuff is everywhere. And it's that's kind of what I'm talking about, is you need an environment that's better fostered for accountability than what it is now. Does that make sense?
Yes. I will actually add on to what you're saying. One of the weirdest things is, and I mentioned not just mental health, but one time I get to quote Donald Trump, President Trump, by the way. He mentioned about sick and perverted minds, and even though those are loose terms, I don't talk about mentally ill people. I'm talking about soul sickness. I talk about people that lack empathy, and that is not just the shooters. It's the people that people in our community, the marginalized people who they interact with. And people are like, well, Matt, you crack bad jokes. You talk shit sometimes. Here's the thing. I have a level of empathy. I have a level of understanding, and I try to understand other people. I try not to marginalize people. Somebody's like, what do you mean? You crack jokes about just about a bunch of different, types of people. The thing is that I honestly do care about people in my community. I can't reach into your basement and find your people that are hurting, but I honestly can give a shit, and I can start on my level caring about other people. And I know it sounds cheesy, but it's the truth. It's one little thing. But you know what? I mentioned the empathy gap, and I made like Freakonomics level, like a hypothesis on how to solve some of the stuff. Some of the stuff was outrageous, but this is stuff. Start caring about people. Get your head out of me. And yes, that's a part slam on the Taylor Swift vision, because it's me. I think she made a song called that.
Okay.
But the thing is, it's more than you. It's not, and please don't look at this company up. It's not just about me. In Jam.
It's more of a holistic view of things.
People are hurting. You run into people. You interact with people. It's more than me walking down the road with my damn using my thumbs.
The zombie tech walk.
There's people.
I call it the zombie tech walk.
Who are you around? Who do you interact with? People need reasons to interact with each other. People need reasons to be people again. Be a community. I run into people all the time that I may or may not be their best friend. I understand that. But here's the thing. I interact with these people. They have a sliver of a piece of my life. Mm-hmm. And they're strangers, and people are a part of my life. I know it sounds silly, but think that way. It's empathize. I know people hurt. I know people have bad family. Run into somebody at the gas station today. She was cute. She kind of busted teeth. She's kind of cute, but had family problems. And the thing is, I honestly felt bad about it. I felt bad because, I don't want anybody to have... I want her to have a nice day. It wasn't a bad day. I wanted her to have a nice day at work. I don't want to kick her and throw dirt at her and, stupid cunt, you need to die. No, I don't feel that way. I wanted her to go find a quarter in the parking lot. One thing that could happen right in her life. Even if I drop that quarter, think that way. Her to find that quarter, one little thing right to go in her day.
Yeah.
And I know I'm just going off on a rail there. Now, back to the joking thing. Some of these mass shooters and these people that are on the margins, I go and I read about these people, and a lot of them do not have healthy sex lives. I'm not saying, makes me feel great, you're fucking hardcore. No,
it's...
I mean, a holistic...
Yeah, it's...
Just every day, somebody you connect with, and it's a bonding moment.
Yeah, it feels that lack of connection void. I mean, I'm not... Because you're not saying that, you should be like, back in high school where it's like spray like an Uzi and like just frequency and stuff like that. But at the same time... celibacy or waiting for or maybe not even that far, but waiting for the quote-unquote one, that's probably not healthy either.
Here's the weird thing, and I said this, the woman that shut up the YouTube studio, you don't remember hearing about that? About YouTube?
Elaborate.
She was a vegan. I think she was Iranian. Yeah, bear with me. And the thing is that I see things, I remember watching her, and I mean, did I chuckle at first? Yes, because it was almost ironic that I called it before it happened. I said, it'd be funny if she was a woman, if this is a woman, and it was a vegan Iranian or something.
Some Iranians are fine,
but it's outside of that, the thing is, I honestly think if people have other folks in their life, that's one of those things that helps people break through, and I don't mean just having like toadies, like your friends that are like, Matt Freemat's the best podcast in the world.
It helps your self-worth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It helps your self-worth. I don't know any other way to elaborate on it, but that's the best statement I could bring home to what you're saying. Is it really does help your self-worth.
And here's the thing. It was not just her, but having somebody who was uber close, or somebody had been close to her, and somebody that knew her on a this is, I don't say spiritual level.
Say, what about intimate? Would that work?
Yes, intimate, close.
Yeah,
Intimately close
intimate
level. And somebody who was able to break free and found like the guttural pay dirt where she was that bound up, and who understood her, and somebody could say, knock this bunk off. And the thing is, when you're close to somebody and you have, one person, and I'm not saying you can't screw more than one person, but you got one main hoe who knows you, and even if she's not like the biggest and best girlfriend, but she's like your number one bottom bitch who understands your shit, I guarantee you she'll break down your psyche, and she'll fucking straighten shit out. And the thing is, a woman who gets a decent amount of dick in that one guy, even if he's a fucking soy creature, will be like some type of Sherpa. Will be the mental Sherpa for her.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Now,
kind of the counterweight.
Yeah.
is might be a better way of saying it.
And the thing is, I'll even say, Alex, the van guy in Canada, I don't know if he was capable of love.
Was the van down by the river?
No.
I couldn't resist.
He rented a van and he plowed through a bunch of people.
Yeah, I know.
He was the incel. He was an incel.
He used the van as the assault weapon.
Yep. And, funny. And we should ban all vans. Ban rental vans. Because assholes might try to go kill people with them. Either that or move a bunch of mattresses. But anyway. Yeah. And, the thing is that Elliot Rodger, and I'm like, if somebody knew, like women knew, and I know women won't, they don't want to be stained with the stigma of fucking losers. But is there like a pool of like women, like, and this could be like volunteers of the Salvation Army, and like could go and fuck losers, or guys that are like incels that are completely disfigured or like incapable of finding some pussy. Like 75-year-old widows or something will go, suck off a desperate guy or something, and it's a psyche knock.
I see what you're saying though, because it goes back to what we were saying earlier, that lack of interaction. I don't care if you're gay, straight, lesbian, whatever
it's a physical
whichever
nature.
Way you swing, the lack of intimate interaction affects your self-worth.
I mean, I'm not going to put it in the New York Times that you're like volunteering to have sex with strangers.
Yeah.
Or guys that aren't like, Brad Pitt or anything. But
well, it's like we always talk about. It's a holistic view of a healthier lifestyle in general, and intimate interactions are a part of it.
We've fucked up the idea of sex as the intimate relationship or intimate interaction of sex. It's we've actually fucked that up. And then I joke about sex all the time. We joke about oral sex, but the thing is
don't we joke about really? But
the closeness of you with a partner, not just General Patrick Flynn, but any person with another person or multiple people. I don't suggest orgies, but if you like that many people, go for it. But here's the thing. Back to our subject at hand. Not hand, but the thing is that one person in intimate interactions, this person breaks down these metaphysical barriers, break through your psyche, rearrange shit. And I guarantee you, it's what I called Saturday night, or it was the Sunday night pussy. And you asked me about...
I lost my muff.
Well, lost our muff. Anyway.
Keep going.
The whole Saturday night or Sunday night pussy thing was every guy I know that had to return to work on Monday morning. And when they were there for breakfast, it was one of the few times we were sober, by the way. Monday morning was sobriety. But most of them were happy because they got laid.
Yeah,
Like a lot of guys that had girlfriends or, like main squeezes and stuff, a lot of them were able to get laid on Sunday night. And most guys that came in, you can tell they were happy. They were, They're like, yeah, you're gonna hate the rest of the day, but the first half of the day's all right, man. You got laid on Sunday.
Basically, who needs a chest workout? Mm-hmm.
I went to the beach, like the guys went to the beach and they got laid, and had sex with their wives or whatever.
We'll look for it after the show.
But anyway, folks, the thing is, we're looking in the wrong direction when it came to video games or guns. And I honestly think people are desperate for solutions here. You're going to laugh. The solutions are societal changes, social changes. It is not just the mental health of potential shooters. It is the mental health of the people around them. And I'm like, I'm begging you people to start being a community, being people again. Be not even a friend, be friendly, be a person.
Approachable.
Don't be the douchebag asshole here on the phone. There's more than that. It's people, it's interactions. It's not just fucking. It's bad I said that. They're like, oh, these incels. It's like, these fucking losers. And I'm like, no. They need purpose. It's like, we can't appeal to them to seek out, like even guys I've known that go to the gym, like, I exercise all the time, I can't get laid. I'm like, your mindset's fucked. You like, plowing through women, you could actually be doing something really healthy in your life.
It goes back to, the old saying of, you get what you put in. And if what you're saying, isolated on your phones and all that good mess, that means your energy is low and you're not going to reciprocate good vibes or good feelings, and good people are not going to be in your life. When you try to up yourself, up your energy, put positivity out there, have a more holistic view of everything, interact with people, your energy goes up. And when that happens, you attract more people. And you're not as isolated when you do it.
And the thing that, as much as I do encourage people to have sex, yeah, I'm one of those people. And I think I tell people you need to be having, you're going to laugh, you need to be having healthier sex. What do you mean healthy? I don't mean wrapping your junk. I meant healthier sex. I meant like people screwing ought to be ready to have sex. I know people who screw who don't. And I'm not telling you to have more or less. I'm telling you to have healthier, like intimate interactions. Mm-hmm. And it's not just, it's not, we joke about pump and dump or one night stands. No, I'm just saying intimate interactions. Your mindset, you're not there. There's people have sex with people that are not even there. I'm like, you need to be there. And yeah, I'm actually saying this about guys with women and women with guys too. Mm-hmm. And even when you're socially interacting, I know people get so goddamn bored. And I'm like, where are you? Where are you mentally? Mm-hmm. Where are you, just not just physically, where are you? Your mindset is that fucked that you're like, I'm not constantly stimulated. I'm out there like...
Yeah, they don't know, and I'm guilty of this sometimes, but they don't know how to be here. Plug the Rob Bell reference.
Yes.
Good book, by the way. Go pick it up.
That's what's more or less what's getting at.
Yeah, go Rob Bell, How to Be Here. You're welcome.
I'm saying you're almost like crack monkeys. And it's me, and I'm just, goddamn, I'm not being entertained. And I'm like, fuck, dude, what's around you? Fucking dial it down.
Look. Just slow down and look.
Dial down. Just, tone it down a little bit. I'm like, where are you? Who are you? Where are you at? Who are you around? Mm-hmm. And that's so fucking lame, but it's true. I was like, somebody asked me one time, and I refused to pick my phone up, and they're like, do you need to answer that? I'm like, no, I'm talking to you. And they just look at me, and I'm like, I'd rather talk to you. Mm-hmm. This is not an emergency. They're like, how do you know? And I'm like, I said it's not. I said, I want to interact with other human beings.
Yeah.
They looked at me weird, because I'm like, it happened to be a lady, and I wasn't even talking shit. I'm not like, trying to get digits, like, what you doing, girl? No. I honestly wanted to talk with another human being. I wanted to interact. I wanted to converse, use linguistic skills and stuff like that. I honestly wanted to dial every other crack monkey stimulus type thing I have in my life going on, dial it back. It wasn't up to 11 where everything seems to be fucked. Mark Manson, new book by the way.
Really?
Yep, I think it's everything's fucked.
Okay, I might have to look into that.
And here's the thing, and I haven't even read it. I just know it's available at Target.
I was at Target today.
And your ass walked by nowhere near the books.
Pretty much.
Well, I usually go to the $1.25, the $1.25 energy drink over there. But the thing is, dial it back. Be a human being. I'm not saying you need to be a mind reader, but figure out what the fuck's going on with the people walking around you.
Yeah.
And not just like the moody, redheaded, 12-year-old on their phone with the hood and the shorts on. Like, that's the chitter chatter of the hit and buzz.
Okay.
Like there's so much to life. There's so much to life.
I'll grant you
the
that.
wind blowing through a tree is more life than, You don't believe what I saw on Facebook. Like Taylor Swift said. Taylor Swift says she's in a beef with
I'm not going to lie. When you said the whole wind through the trees thing, you got a little hippie even for me. But I get what you're saying, though.
The natural occurrences.
There is more to life, and more. You get more out of what's around you than any technology could ever provide.
Yes.
That's your whole gist.
Yes, and people are a big part of your human nature.
Yeah.
The people you're around, even strangers, are a big part of your life. And people wonder why they're so upset. And I see people that are just like, in their igloo, just that, I can't blame it. And I'm like, look, it's not, your feed. It's not click-clack. It's not, the 10% of the people you meet in dating apps, which it's funny because even in like certain areas, it isn't the be-all of end-all of your happiness. The end result, the thing that makes you happy is like people and interactions and intimacy.
That much is very
Not
true.
just fucking,
that
but
much
intimacy.
Is very true. But I will say this. At least getting on the social apps, not social apps, but the dating apps, at least you're trying to build to a human interaction at some point. So there is that part going for it. But like you said, you should not make it your whole game.
Your interactions with other people, regardless of sex, have more meaning in your life than anything a computer program ever could.
That I get, but my point is, I see the dating apps and stuff like that as a form of trying to get there. Does that make sense?
But I've warned people, it is not a substitute for human interaction.
Very true, very true.
I don't mean cold approaches or all the other game type shit. I meant interacting and being a human and conversing with people and like honest communication. I meant looking at people.
Yeah.
I meant noticing when they talk to you. Like talking and repeating and understanding cues and things like that. There's so much more. I feel like I'm like the shittiest, like I'm like Roni Tobbins. I'm Tony Robbins' like fucked up cousin. Roni Tobbins.
Oh.
But here's the thing, folks. Human interaction. People that are hurting. That's like empathy and it's not just mental illness. I call it soul sickness. It's not even a mental illness. Half these people that are doing these shootings are not mentally ill. That's what's sad. I honestly don't think they're mentally ill. Soul sickness. They're sick in the soul. We're sick in the soul. But these are people that fell through. I guarantee you things in my life I feel bad about. It's soul sickness.
Okay.
We're not.
I can't fault the logic here.
We're not the marginal ones, though. The people on the margins are the ones out shooting.
It sounds like a Slipknot song.
Life on the margins.
The marginal ones.
Like a kind of a slippery, kind of a down-tuned bass.
Yeah. Which their new album dropped on the streaming services like Spotify and stuff.
Yeah, I heard about
I haven't
that.
heard the whole thing yet, but so far what I have heard is really good.
Heard some interviews.
Really good. Side note.
All right, folks. Remember, video games aren't responsible. You're required to be people. Again, being people will help prevent a lot of this stuff.
What he means is doobie.
Yes, do. I want you to do what you can to care about your neighbors. Love the people in your community. I want you to be the change that is needed to prevent these shootings. All right. Already mentioned love. Love one another as always.
Oh, yes. And
spread blessings where possible.
that was actually good, so I'm just going to kill it there. I have nothing to add to it.
No final.
That was good. I'll roll with that.
I will speak for both of us, but bowl and spoon, baby.
Bowl and spoon.
You're welcome. Hey, guys. Thank you for stopping by the Free Matt Podcast. As always,
we love you. We hate you. We love you. We hate you.
yes.
See ya.
Before that, subscribe. Hit the notification bell.
Oh, I forgot that shit.
Subscribe over there.
Hit that shit, bro.
Over here, there's a bell. Hit the bell.
Hells bells. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Twitter at
Twatter.
Free Matt Podcast.
Twatter on the free mat.
Twatter 659er. Oceana flight 1290. I forgot which one that was. Oceana was lost. I forgot the name of the flight.
Michelle Rodriguez. Enough said. I dig that chick. Don't ask me why. I just
Kick her out of bed.
I dig that chick on a lot of levels.
Just kidding.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just
I'm a bowl and spoon. All right, folks. Find me on Twitter. I will put a description, Gab and BitChute in the details at the below the comments. But feel free to send us hate
mail. We love hate mail.
Hate email.
Because as far as the way we see it, honestly, is if we get hate mail, we're doing something right. That's just the way we see it.
Downvote our video too if you hate us. Because look, it doesn't mean shit if you like it. I'm dead serious. YouTube has fucked that up. If you don't like us, free to email us at free FREE Matt MATT podcast at gmail.com.
Free Matt podcast at gmail.com.
We will shill for some free shit. Feel free to email us.
Especially beer.
Have a good night. Bowl and spoon.
And hose.
Hose, bowl and spoon. Hose, bowl and spoon.